The secret psychology of women and love. What if I told you? A woman doesn't fall in love with you. She falls in love with how you make her feel when she's around you. Not your looks, not your money, not even your words. The truth is, love to a woman isn't about logic. It's about emotional electricity. And the men who master this never chase. They attract in silence, they lead without force, and they walk away without fear. By the end of this video, you won't just understand how women think, you'll understand why Stoic men drive them wild. You clicked this video for a reason. You're tired of chasing, tired of confusion, tired of watching the women you want fall for men who don't seem to care. By the end of this video, you won't just understand women. You'll understand how a Stoic man becomes unforgettable, not by speaking louder, but by standing firmer. Let's begin. 1. Women don't love you. They love what you trigger. Most men spend their entire lives trying to be the ideal man. Wealthy, attractive, funny, kind. They chase the title of boyfriend material, thinking it will win her love. But here's the hard truth. Women don't love you. They love what you trigger inside them. Let that sink in. She doesn't fall for your job title, your fashion sense, or your gym gains. She falls for how she feels in your presence. And those feelings are not built on logic. They're built on emotion. This concept is known as emotional imprinting. It's the psychological phenomenon where intense emotional experiences form lasting attachments. Think of it this way. You could be the most perfect man she's ever dated, but if she doesn't feel that inner spark, if her stomach doesn't twist a little when she sees you, you'll be forgotten faster than a bad song on shuffle. Meanwhile, she might obsess over a man who was reckless, aloof, even emotionally unavailable. Not because of what he did, but because of how he made her feel, uncertain, excited, alive. Here's the Stoic truth. You are not her fantasy. You are the source of her emotional highs. And those highs, when imprinted correctly, are what bind her to you. Men who understand this don't chase. They create experiences. They lead her through emotional contrast. Moments of connection followed by mystery. They make her laugh, tease her ego, challenge her thoughts, and stay grounded when she reacts emotionally. And the crazy part? She won't even understand why she's drawn to them, because what's happening isn't conscious. It's primal. The Stoic man triggers the part of her brain wired for survival and emotion, not reason. This is why the guys who try to logic their way into a woman's heart always lose. They explain. They justify. They try to prove their worth. But love isn't proven. It's felt. Want to know why she lost interest after you gave her everything? It's because you made her comfortable, but not excited. Safe, but not shaken. And without that emotional charge, love fades. You can be kind without being boring. You can be respectful without being predictable. But only if you understand this core truth. Her heart doesn't respond to who you are. It responds to how she feels when she's around you. That's your edge. Not chasing approval, but mastering emotional impact. 2. The Stoic doesn't chase. He attracts through silence. Every man's been there. You send a text. She doesn't reply. You wait. Check your phone. Then send another. Congratulations, you just killed attraction. Women are drawn to tension, not consistency. And nothing kills tension faster than a man who is always available. Silence, it's power, space, it's fuel for curiosity. When you don't chase, you signal one thing: I am the prize. A Stoic man understands that silence is louder than any double text. He doesn't react emotionally to her delay, her mood swings, or her games. Instead, he lets absence speak for him. Because here's what happens when you pull back. She starts wondering where your attention went. She replays your last conversation. She notices the space and fills it with thoughts of you. You don't need to make her feel secure too quickly. Let her earn your attention. Because what is given too easily is never valued deeply. The Stoic man leads, not with noise, but with energy. He understands that mystery builds tension, and tension builds desire. So while others chase her down, he stands still and lets her come to him. 3. Emotional control is the new alpha. You've been told to be the nice guy, supportive, agreeable, always understanding. But guess what? Being nice without strength is just another form of weakness. Women don't respect the man who always says yes. They respect the man who knows when to say no. Stoicism teaches this well. Emotions are not to be avoided, but mastered. Because the man who loses his temper loses her respect. The man who begs, argues, or pleads, she sees him as unstable, reactive, soft. A woman doesn't want a robot. She wants a rock. She wants to feel the chaos of her own emotions while knowing you won't drown in them with her. When she throws a tantrum, a stoic man listens, not fixes. When she withdraws, he gives space, not panic. When she tests, he smiles, not breaks. Why? Because emotional strength is rare. And in a world full of reactive men, the calm one stands out like fire in snow. 4. Perception is her reality. Learn to shape it. Women don't fall for who you are. They fall for who they perceive you to be. That's the secret. Psychologists call it cognitive projection, where a person projects their hopes, fears, fantasies, and assumptions onto someone. When a woman meets you, she's not meeting you. She's meeting her story about you. And here's where most men fail. They leave that story to chance. A stoic man shapes perception. He knows when to be mysterious, when to reveal just enough. He lets her imagination do the heavy lifting. Give her the hint of depth, not the entire ocean. Let her wonder where you are, what you're thinking, and who you really are deep down. Because once she stops wondering, she stops feeling. A predictable man is a safe man, and a safe man is forgettable. Create contrast. Be emotionally warm, then cool. Present, then gone. Challenge her, then comfort her. Keep her mind active. Because the second she stops guessing, she stops obsessing. 5. Certainty is sexy and rare. She doesn't want you to fix her emotions. She wants to feel safe enough to have them around you. Women are emotional beings, fluid, ever-changing, and complex. That doesn't mean they're unstable. It means they need a man who is stable enough to contain their storm. That's the power of the Stoic. When the world is chaos, you're the mountain. When she panics, you breathe. When she cries, you stay still. Not cold, but anchored. Too many men try to fix, solve, or worse, match her emotions. But the moment she sees that your emotional state depends on hers, she loses trust. What she truly desires is this: a man who can carry calm in the face of fire. A man who doesn't flinch when she's testing him. A man who doesn't collapse when she pulls away. That's how you become unforgettable. Not by being flashy, but by being unshakable. 6. Desire thrives in space, not closeness. Love needs oxygen. It needs space to breathe. But most men suffocate attraction by trying to get closer, faster. Here's what they don't realize. Women fall for you when you're gone, not when you're always there. Over-availability kills mystery. Constant contact kills curiosity. And constant approval kills polarity. A stoic man doesn't cling. He values solitude. He values mission. He understands that space is what makes connection magnetic. Give her time to wonder. Let her feel your absence. Let her miss your energy. Because when you return, not with desperation, but calm presence, she feels a rush of gratitude and longing. Absence isn't punishment. It's part of the emotional rhythm. Be the man who knows when to pull away, not to manipulate, but to intensify her desire. 7. The more you reveal, the less. She feels vulnerability is powerful when earned. But oversharing, that's just self-sabotage. Women don't want to know everything about you immediately. They want to discover you. Every time you dump your emotions, your past, your insecurities on her too early, you rob her of the one thing that fuels attraction: mystery. A stoic man is open, but reserved. Not because he's hiding, but because he understands the power of controlled disclosure. Let her ask. Let her pull the story from you. Let her work to earn access to your inner world, because when something is slowly revealed, it becomes more precious, and when it's instantly given, it's taken for granted. Be the man she constantly wants to figure out, not the man who lays everything bare hoping she'll stay. 8. A stoic man creates. He doesn't compete. A Stoic doesn't chase women. He chases purpose. He builds, he sharpens, he grows. And because of that, women chase him. You were not put here to prove yourself to women. You were put here to master yourself. Stop looking sideways. Stop comparing. Stop needing validation. Create your life so richly, your habits, your vision, your peace, that the thought of needing her approval becomes laughable. And here's the paradox. The less you compete for her attention, the more you stand out. Be the man who isn't trying to be chosen. Be the man who chooses himself every single day. That's the man she'll remember. That's the man she'll want. And that's the man who never has to beg for love again. If you found power in this message, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button to signal you're done playing the nice guy. Subscribe if you're ready to master yourself, not chase others. And turn on notifications, because every video on this channel is designed to sharpen your mind, strengthen your presence, and help you become the man women never forget. Stay calm, stay grounded, stay stoic.